In this part, we will explain how to add the US soil numbers to the shapefile maps of soil type for one country, which is Iraq, and two or more countries, namely Iraq and Syria. We will take the shapefile map of the soil type for Iraq and Syria extracted from the global soil maps belongs to the digital soil map of the world DSMW, whereas the shapefile map of Iraq and Syria belongs to DSMW is located inside this file entitled Soil of Iraq and Syria Shapefile UTM, and inside it is the file entitled Iraq and Syria DSMW ArcGIS, and this is the shapefile map that we will use with the title Iraq and Syria DSMW UTM with the SHP extension. Now we go to ArcMap program and we remove for this layer in the table of content, and we open shapefile map for the soil type of Iraq and Syria, which we referred a little while ago on the desktop via add in the following path: desktop, soil of Iraq and Syria shapefile UTM, Iraq and Syria ArcGIS, Iraq and Syria DSMW UTM.shp shapefile. Then we press add. Then we go to the map layer and the table of content and we make right click on it. Then open attribute table. The table for that layer appears. In this table, there is a field titled FAO soil, representing the symbol for the type of the soil belongs to the FAO, and a field titled DOM-SOL, which represents the dominant soil. And we add a field to this table titled MUID by table option, then add field. The type here is long integer, and in the name of field we type MUID and then we press OK. We previously added this field with the title MUID of the US soil number. As for the file that contains information and data about this table, it is found in the following path. As we see, inside file HWSD, inside file DSMW, here are Excel and Word files that contain this information, where here is the Excel file titled generalized -su-info, which contains general information and about the soil type, where we open this file and it contains a field entitled Soil Unit Sample and Field of Sand percent for topsoil and sand percent for subsoil, silt percent and clay percent, and other field that contains different information about soil. With regard to the depth and information of topsoil and subsoil, we find it in this Word file entitled Soil Data. Where we open this file, it is mentioned that the topsoil from 0 to 30 centimeter, and for the subsoil is from 30 to 100 centimeter. And by going back to the Excel file, which represents the soil database belong to DSMW, in which we find in this field entitled Soil Unit Sample, Soil Types, where we find in it, for example, here the soil type is AF without a number, which represents the dominant soil type. As for types AF1, AF2 and AF3, they represent the associated soils and soil inclusion. The explanation about this is contained in the file type Word titled README. In this file titled README, and in this Word file in table 7 here, which shows that if the dominant soils has a percentage of 100%, then the associated soils has a number 0 and a percentage of 0%, as well as a soil inclusion whose number is 0 and its percentage is 0%. Where here we have soil type AF is for dominant soil, and AF1, AF2 and AF3 represent associated soils or soil inclusion. But if the dominant soil percentage is 70%, then the rest of soil takes the number 1 and its percentage is 30%. As for the dominant soil percentage is 60%, then the associated soil takes the number 1 and its percentage is 30%, and the soil inclusion takes the number 1 and its percentage is 10%. Or that the associated soil takes the number 2 and its percentage is 40% or 20 plus 20. And so for the rest of the values as we see them here. Also, we go to this file containing DSMW information titled Word 764 with the XLS extension, and we open it where we find information about dominant soil percentage. For example, in this soil whose symbol is AF14-3C, we find that the dominant soil is AF and its ratio is 60%. And returning to the Word file titled README, we either consider that the associated soil takes the number 1 and its ratio is 30%, and the soil inclusion takes the number 1 and its ratio is 10%, or that the associated soil takes the number 2 and its percentage is 40% or 20% plus 20%. Now we go to the ArcMap program where we find this shapefile map of the soil of Iraq and Syria belonging to DSMW. To find the appropriate US soil numbers for each soil type in this table and place them in the field with the title MUID, we do the following. We go to the toolbar and we select features, and we make left click on one of the polygons inside the map. Select feature. Then we go to the table and to the activated line, which contains the soil information about this polygon or the selected area. In it, we find that the dominant soil in the field title DOM-SOL is YK, and the symbol for this soil in the field title POW soil is YK32-A. So we make to this symbol copy via a Control C, and then we go to the Excel file entitled Word 764. In order to conduct a search on the selected soil type in this file Excel type titled Word 764, it must be reopened it in Access. To do so, we are saving this file with the same name with the extension CSV, where we go to File, then Save As, then Browse. We save it on the desktop with the CSV extension. As we see, then we press on Save. And the file we save it is this one titled Word 764 with CSV extension, where we open it in the Access program, where we go to Start menu, Programs, Access, and we choose Blank Desktop Database, and then click on Create. Then we open the file by File, Open, Browse, Desktop, then we choose All Files here. Then we go and select the file entitled Word 764.csv. Then we press Open. Then Next. Then tick first row contains field name. Then Next. Then Next. Then Finish. Then OK. And we open the file here. Then we search for the type of soil for the selected area, which we have chosen here in ArcMap, and its symbol is YK32-A, where we make for it copy via Control C, and we go to the Access file, and we make right click on the field titled Field 3, then we press Find, then we enter soil symbol via paste or Control V, then we press Find Next, where we find the dominant soil for this region, which is YK, and its ratio is 60%. Since the percentage of the soil is 60%, we go to the Excel file entitled Generalized-SU-info, and the soil where we are choosing here is YK without number, not YK1, YK2 or YK3, and in it the sand percent for topsoil is 63.5%. The silt percent is 17.9%. The clay percent is 18.7%. The pH is 8. The organic carbon OC is 0.26 and the bulk density value is 1.5. This is the information about this dominant soil type YK for the selected region. Where we go now and search for a similar soil type for this soil in the access file with the title SWAT US SSURGO Soils with MDP extension. And as we said in the previous 10th part of these videos for the category of soil type and land use, there are 3 methods to determine the appropriate US soil number, which are as follows. The first method, in which we go to one of the lines, let it be the first line, and in the field titled MUID, we choose the number here, which is 49,231, and we change the information in this line according to the type of soil that we have. So we change the field with the title HYDGBR according to the type of hydrological soil that we have in the selected area. It was A, B, C, or D, and we change the depth of the first layer in the field titled SOL-Z1, where we have the depth is 300 millimeter, and we change the value of the bulk density in the field titled SOL-BD1 to 1.5. As for the value of the field title USLE-K1, it is not known to us, so we keep it unchanged, and we change the value of the field title SOL-IWC1 to 0.1, and we change the field value with the address SOL-CBN1 represent organic carbon 2.26, and we change the value of the field title SAND1, which represents sand percentage for the selected region, to 63.5%, and we change the value of the field with the title SILT1, which represents silt percent to 17.9%, and we change the value of the field title Clay1, which represents a clay percent to 18.7%, and the rest of the information we keep or change it according to the information available to us for the selected region. As we see, Then we save the number in the field titled MUID for the same line via Ctrl+C and transfer it here in the table in the ArcMap for the selected area in the field titled MUID. The second method, in which we go to the access file with the title SWAT US SSURGO Soils with the extension MDB, and in it we go to the last line titled New, and in the field titled MUID, from this same new line we add the new number, let it be 2. A new sequence appears and we add the values in the rest of the field on the same line, which include soil type, soil depth, bulk density, organic carbon, sand percent, silt percent, and clay percent, and other values and information according to the required information in the file PDF entitled How-Soil-Tutorial. And as we said, we add all values and information according to the required information in the file PDF entitled How-Soil-Tutorial. This file, which have required and optional information. Then we save the new number in this line in the field titled MUID by Ctrl+C, and we go to the table in the ArcMap and add it in the field titled MUID via Ctrl+V. The third method. In this method, we choose the appropriate soil number for the selected area in the field titled MUID, which is the method that we have implemented in the selecting the appropriate soil number in this table, where we have the soil type is YK, and in which sand percent is 63.5%. We search for this percentage on or value in the access file with the title SWAT US SSURGO Soils with MDP extension, or look for the bulk density value of 1.5 here, where we go to the access file entitled SWAT US SSURGO Soils with the MDB extension. And we make a right click on the file titled sand1. Then we click on find. We write the sand percentage, which is 63.5%. Then we press find next and continue pressing find next several times until we reach the lines that contains matching approximate or appropriate information for the type of soil for the selected area. And we did that and searched for it in the advance and came up with the suitable soil, which has the number 54,238 in the field titled MUID. So now we are searching for this soil number 54,238 in the field titled MUID, and this line appears, which contains approximate values for the soil that we have in the selected area. This is the third method, and in this method we can change the value of some fields to the real value of the soil in the selected area. And as we see here, and by doing these changes we choose this number in the field titled MUID. Then we make copy for it via Control C, and then we go to ArcMap and transfer it here in the table in the field titled MUID via Control V. Note, before the transfer process we go to editor, then start editing, and upon completion of the transfer we go to editor again and then choose stop editing. The same applies to the selection of the rest of US soil numbers appropriate to the type of soil in the selected area, in the selected region. Thus, we completed the explanation of the method of adding US soil numbers in the access file entitled SWAT US SSURGO Soils with the MDB extension to the shapefile for the soil type for Iraq and Syria belongs to Digital Soil Map of the World DSMW. It should be noted here that there is a relationship between Harmonized World Soil Database HWSD and Digital Soil Map of the World DSMW. This relationship is found here in the HWSD Viewer program, where we note in the table of soil type information entitled HWSD Soil Mapping Unit Details, where we find that the soil information in the dominant soil field of HWSD is the same as the information in the DSMW. Now, after we have completed the explanation of how to add the US soil numbers in the access file here on the desktop entitled SWAT US SSURGO Soils and adding them to the shapefile for the soil type for the Iraq and Syria, and make changes to this access file titled SWAT US SSURGO Soils with the MDB extension. We save this file via copy and transfer it to the directory in which the ArcSWAT program is located in the following path: Computer Operation System C SWAT ArcSWAT Database. Then we paste it inside the file titled Database, and here this is an access file which is titled SWAT US SSURGO Soils with MDB extension, where we make for it paste to save the changes that we made to it using one of the three methods we mentioned earlier, and thus use it in implementing the ArcSWAT program and other programs. As for shapefile for soil type, which are saved in this file with the title Soil of Iraq and Syria Shapefile UTM, we transfer this file to the next path as we see.